everyone, this is Tammy from Tammy Colors 2. I thought I would do a coloring chat again. So I was working on, I have a buddy color in Tales from the Witch's Cottage, and I was going to sit down and work on it, and I thought, well, you know, why not? So let me tell you the story about my coloring chats. I'm using my Arteza pencils. So I have done a number of coloring chats the last couple of weeks, and I need to sharpen this. For whatever reason, I just, you know, I'm not used to doing them yet, so I would end up not liking what I was talking about. And I would be like, no, I gotta get rid of that. So I would do another one, and you know, the same thing would happen. They're like 2 or 3 that way. So the other day, I don't remember what day it was, I did one, and I'm like, no matter what, I'm gonna just keep this one. And I don't know what I did, but I think I recorded it in slow-mo. And I was like, no, it's not possible. So this is me and my really bad coloring chat. Look. So I just thought I would spend a few minutes doing a few pumpkins, talking about what's going on, I guess. I've just been like so busy, like work is crazy right now, so there's a lot going on there. And if you didn't know, what I do is I work for a very large tech company, services company, deals in technology and services built around that technology. And I am on the contracts team, so I work on contracts, trying to get them out the door. And yeah, it's been like really crazy. I mean, I'm fortunate because that means we're really busy. Have I done that my whole life? No, I originally started out wanting to be a software engineer, which I was when I got out of college. And so what happened with that was the very first company that I worked for way back in the 90s. It was still when companies weren't totally female friendly, so to speak. And so the vice president really seemed to think that all girls could do was answer the phone. So it was very difficult. There are a number of stories from working there that I could tell you, but I was young and inexperienced, and after 5 years I got laid off. A bunch of people got laid off, and it was a good thing because it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. Then I started working for another large company. It was TRW. I worked for them, and I loved it. And I worked on a project, and I was a geographic geofile manager, which deals with data, and basically I would download mapping data, and also someone from the government that was on the project would download other parts of it for me, and I would piecemeal it together and compile it on a database and put put it together that way for their mapping system for the project we were working on. And that was awesome. And eventually we had to turn it over to the state because that's what it was for. And so the project went away, and by the time I left, it was actually Northrop Grumman, because Northrop Grumman merged with TRW. And that's when the market was crashing. And so I didn't have a job for like, it was a few months. And then I actually got that job back because the lady that they gave it over to at the state got sick. And so they're like, we need somebody. And so then I worked for them for another 9 months, and I was kind of hoping they would hire me. But then the guy who wanted me back left to go to another company, and so it didn't work out, and I'm not entirely sad about that. But not having a job and having a house payment, and I was in the process of getting divorced and stuff. I was in pretty bad shape. I actually lost my house. So, but the market crashed and I couldn't get a job because this was in the early 2000s, because no one was hiring, software engineers that make any money because the market was just for crap. So, I was like, I need a job. And let me tell you, when you are a single female that does not have kids, they don't care whether you eat or not. I'm telling you. So I decided I was getting ready to like apply at McDonald's, and I would apply places and they would go, you're overqualified. I'm like, yes, I know. I need a job. And so it doesn't work out when you're overqualified. Well, it did sort of. So then I started working for the company I work for now. Sort of. It was a different company 2 companies ago. I've been working there for almost 15 years. Next year it'll be 15 years. It started out as one company, which got bought by a bigger company, which got bought by a bigger company, which is now the company I work for. And there's a lot of stories there. But the one that I work for now is great. I love them. So it's a great company to work for. But when I started out at this company, I literally started working at the help desk because that was the only job I could get. And the funny thing is my best friend, one of my best friends in the whole world, we worked together at Northrop Grumman, and he got a job. And, it's one of those things, if you've never worked help desk, sometimes it has a high turnover. And basically on the first day, they had to get rid of somebody. And they needed someone in a hurry. And my friend says, I know someone who needs a job. And they were like, you are overqualified. Yes, I know. But I need a job. And so they wanted me for some of my experience that I had. And what it is they're just afraid you're going to stay with them until you find a better job and then quit, which is what a lot of people do. But, so it worked out. Oh, hang on. I got to call my mom. Okay, so I'm back. Again, my bad color in chat look ensues. That was like 3 days ago. And this is all the farther I've gotten on this picture because I don't get time to sit in color at all, like never. So what was I talking about? I was talking about yeah, so the company that I work for, you know, they had a help desk position because I had to start somewhere because nobody was hiring. And they said, oh, you know, you're overqualified. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I need a job. So they decided to take a chance. And well, I've moved around a bunch of different positions. It was good for me to work at the help desk because the job that I had at Northrop Grumman was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, pretty much. And I didn't realize how tired I was until I lost, you know, until I wasn't working anymore and I was exhausted. And I loved my job, but it was bad. So here I am, and I've been with the company for almost 15 years. It's changed companies, let's see, two times. So this is the third name I've worked for in that time. But it's been really bad. We had a couple of people quit. And I mean, what have I done for this company since I started? After the help desk, I went to be a project administrator where I worked on customers that had equipment in our warehouse that we would bring in and send out for various reasons. And I would handle that project. And there were several. There were like 5 of us, and we each had a number of projects. Some customers, I mean, it wasn't a lot of product. It wasn't very big. And then some were huge. And as time went on, they got bigger and bigger. And but after a project administrator, I went on the Apple mobility team and did consulting for mobile device management and all the solutions that are patterned around Apple devices, clients wanting to bring Apple devices into their environment and stuff like that. Then I went back to being, politics happened, and that's a long story. So I went back to being a project administrator or project coordinator and started handling depot projects, where clients would have tablets in their environment. We would bring them in, fix them, put them back on the shelf, send them out, you know, for like stores or employees or whatever. We have a number of very large clients that do that. I got to the point where I was the one that was setting up the projects, teaching someone else to do it, and then moving on to a different project. And there were certain projects that I kept and managed. And I got tired, but I didn't know what to do. And then we got bought by another company, and I had moved on to my boss, or there was a vice president who wanted to get more of the mobile, the AT&T wireline business. So, and I had done stuff with mobile devices and cellular, so he thought I was the best person to help him with the AT&T wireline and cellular business, because we could resell it. And basically I'd be helping salesmen and, you know, navigating the AT&T system and putting in orders and stuff, which was no small task. Tell me about it. I'm telling you. And then when I got hired, because I needed a break from I just needed to do something different for a while, because I was at the office all the time. I mean, when we were converting to SAP, I remember I was sitting at my desk one night at 10 o'clock at night crying because I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I don't have a life. I need my life back. And And so, you know, I just needed to do something different. And then when we got bought by the larger company, it had a team of people that did the AT&T wireline resells, which wasn't a lot because it's a bigger company, so they have their own oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Plans, I guess. They're not pursuing it as much as we were before they bought us. So he thought that the contracts team could use me, which I'd never done anything like that before. I just kind of get passed around. it's really my lot in life is to get passed around from team to team. I don't actually apply for any jobs. I just get to do them. And so here I am, and it's not an easy job. Dealing with the salesman and, oops, I had to switch. You know, getting contracts out and making sure they have all the right stuff in them and people aren't trying to take certain things out, and making sure they're formatted with our style. And so, you know, it's nice, but we had a couple of people quit. Let's see. So what happened was this large company took on another large company, and they added 3 people to the contracts team. And when I started, everything was normal, but about 5 or 6 months later, all hell broke loose because all these salesmen were then, you know, that weren't there before are putting in stuff into the system, and we were just bombarded with contracts. And I was like, is it always like this? I mean, like, I remember at one point last spring, I was like, is it like this all the time? And they're like, no. I mean, we just got flooded, and so life was hard. And then it evened out, like, at the end of the summer, and we hired some more people. But the thing is that it takes 6 months to train to do this job, and not a lot of people can make it. So of the 3 people, let's see, we hired like 2 or 3 people, and I think 2 of them stayed. And then we lost 2 experienced people, 2 people that had been here for like 4 or 5 years. And then we lost another new person the other day. And so, but we've hired 2 new people, but it doesn't matter because it takes them like forever to get trained up. So it's not really helping us in the short term. So I don't know why it's been so crazy. I suppose it's because all the salesmen are trying to get their contracts through before Thanksgiving. But like, I don't even want to get up and go to work in the morning. I'm so exhausted. That, and we've had, my husband's had my father-in-law in town, and a couple of people that he worked for, or he works for, and we've been visiting and doing stuff with them and having meetings. And I'm not really involved in what my husband does for a living. However, I do know the people, most of the people he works for, and, you know, like Eric, who we saw this week, I actually worked for him at shows, so I've known Eric for a long time. So we were talking to him, meeting with him in the evenings and stuff like that. And, because my husband doesn't drive, so if he needs to go someplace, I mean, he can drive, but he really doesn't like to, so And I feel like, well, if something happens to him and I make him drive somewhere, then I'll never forgive myself, because my husband is not replaceable. He is extremely important to me. So that's kind of what's been going on with that. Work is just exhausting, and I don't get to do anything. But you know what? Even if I have to do this in little bites to get it done, I'm going to get it done. So anyway, that's what I do for a living. I have had many hats, done many things, and I still can't decide what I want to do with the rest of my life, other than be a florist or something. But I have to have good benefits, because I have type 1 diabetes that I have had for 30 years, and I, don't think I could afford it if I didn't have good benefits. Unfortunately, that's the way it is here in America. Healthcare should not be for profit, but I'm not going to get into, politics and things like that. It just saddens me. I don't know, though. There's no perfect solution to anything. There's always drawbacks to everything. So, you got your pros, you got your cons. I know things will get better. Plus, now we have Thanksgiving coming up next week, because today is, is today the 20th? I think so. No, today's the 19th. Sorry. Today is November 19th, 2021, in case anybody was wondering. So now I need to find something else to talk about. I have a lot of videos to catch up on, because I've been so busy at work during the day. Like, I haven't even been listening to videos or anything like that. So I apologize. I haven't watched many. And the worst part is like, I'll start them, and then maybe like I can watch it while I'm standing in the kitchen, and then I have to eat, so I turn it off. And all I can think about is people saying how, the algorithms don't like, when you don't watch the whole thing or something like that. It's like, I'm like, oh, can people tell that I'm stopping and starting? Because I don't look at that stuff. But I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the only way I'm going to get some of these watched. So, and then I'll be watching them while I'm doing something, and I can't comment, because if I'm using my tablet, I don't like typing from my tablet, because it's a giant pain in the butt. So I would rather log in on my computer and just type away my comments, or from my phone. It's not too bad for my phone. But because of how busy I've been, like, I'll watch something and I'll be like, I'm going to say something later. I'll comment later. And I have like 5 things I have to comment on, and I forget. So I'm a really bad YouTube friend. But I guess we all have times like this, right? Don't we? Tell me I'm not the only one whose life is going crazy. I'm sorry if your life is going crazy, trust me. So we're going to my in-laws for Thanksgiving, because my my in-laws live 3 hours away, and my parents live a little over an hour away in the opposite direction. So we try to split holidays, like 1 year go here and 1 year go here, so that, we're not, and we see, them all the time. It's like we go visit our parents like all the time. So both his and mine. So that's nice. I mean, it's nice. Sometimes I wish I had a mobile home instead of a house because it would make it easier. Just drive, park it, you know, not worry about it. I need to make this darker. And the problem is I have a heavy hand and I've been working on trying to mitigate that. And now I think sometimes I don't put enough pressure on. Well, plus I couldn't find a good light color, so I have to use, I'm using 2 colors to do this instead of 3, which is fine. I often do that. I'm just one of those people. But it makes me have to kind of go back and layer more, because I know my colors are, one's dark and one's a lot darker than the other one, but I feel like they're too similar, so I'm having trouble. And I don't want you to see my lines too much, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Oh, now I have to make a decision. I have to decide. Well, I guess I don't have to decide right now. I can do all the parts of her dress that I know are these colors and then go back and do the other ones, right? Because I had the idea, the palettes that I'm using, I wanted to use burgundy and navy blue, so I picked out my colors, but now I can't decide. I sat here and I'm like, okay, what do I want a dress to be blue? Do I want a dress to be burgundy? And I sat here for a long time, so it's a good thing y'all didn't have to see that, because I was like, what should I do? I'm paralyzed. But it's coming out. It's going to take me a month to get it done because I can't do anything. Like, usually I will set a page here, and at least when I'm working during the day, I'll take 5 minutes and I will look away from my screen, and I will, you know, I'll set something out when I sit down in the morning. That way I don't have to think about it. I'll have my pencils laid out, and then I can just color for 5 minutes and take a break from my work. And I need to take more breaks, but I haven't even been able to do that. You know, I don't know. I gotta get myself together because I am just stressing myself out, and I try not to be. I mean, what's there to stress about? You know, I just, you know, either the work is going to get done or it's not. I mean, like, there's only so much we can do in a day, and we're all overloaded. It's not just me. So, and I know now they've got to hire, I think they still have to hire 2 more people, because we hired 3 people and then we lost a couple. So it's just frustrating because it takes so long, because you don't, you know, when they hire people, you don't get any immediate relief from that. That's okay. We'll make it through. And I can't decide, like, if I want to go to school, take some more classes. I just got tired of technology. I mean, I've been in technology forever. And, you know, I was supposed to be a software engineer. That didn't work out, obviously. And now I just don't know, like, do I want to go back and try to be some kind of an technical architect and help with the solutions that customers need, or, you know, really I want to retire. I'm not even close to retirement age. I'm getting there. which, you know, reminds me, I was thinking I got to come up with a plan. I got time. But next year, in 2022, I will be 50. I will be 50 years old in March. And I don't know, everybody does stuff for their birthday on YouTube, and I feel like since I'm 50, I should do something. So I don't know. I just don't feel like asking people to do anything. I'm one of these people who just never wants to ask people to do things, you know, like, and I'm not really a party person, to be fair. So I don't know if anybody has any good ideas of what you can do for like a 50 celebration for March, but a lot of coloring YouTubers have birthdays in March, I noticed last year, which is cool. I can't remember if Amazon Tammy's birthday is in March. I think it is, which was like funny. I'm like, yay, all the Tammys are born in March, yay. But I was surprised. I was surprised at how many people had March birthdays, which is cool because March is a nice month. I love spring. Spring is like so awesome. I really like all the seasons. I mean, there's like nothing that's my absolute favorite. I have a lot of fun doing all of it, being in all the seasons. And you know, I live in Ohio, so we do have all the seasons. Mostly it's different now because, you know, the weather is changing. It's not like it was. I mean, like, my husband and I were talking because he grew up in Wisconsin. He was born in Michigan, grew up in Wisconsin, and then went back to Michigan for college, which is where he stayed. And so what was I talking about? I totally lost my train of thought. Crap. I really did. I completely lost my train of thought. I feel like I need to watch the video again and figure out what I was talking about. It should be easy to remember, though. I should be able to come back with it. Let's see. Weather. So he, you know, he talked about when he was a kid, they used to play in tunnels of snow. Like, they would build tunnels of snow. He was born in 1973. I'm actually a little bit older than he is. So he was born in 1973. I'm about a year and a half older than he is. But I still say I'm an older woman. So, you know, he would talk about how they would just get feet of snow, and they would, you know, make tunnels in the snow and play, and it would be awesome. I'm like, that does sound awesome. Now, we never got feet. We did sometimes get a foot of snow. It wasn't every winter. It was, you know, kind of a random thing. But I mean, we would get a good amount of snow every winter, but now it depends on the year. The winters lately have been really warm. Now, if you don't know what the weather is like in Ohio, excuse me, it's like, so you get, we can go into the minus numbers, like negative numbers. But generally in the wintertime, let's see, like, and it doesn't get really cold anymore until like January, February. So even in December, you're, you know, talking about, it'll be in the 30s, Fahrenheit. So like 32, 33, and then it'll get in the 20s at night. But like, you know, come January, February, now I live in the middle of the state and I'm from Southern Ohio, so of course it gets warmer. the farther you go down, because my parents, you know, down where I'm from, it's a couple degrees warmer. But yet they still get more snow sometimes. It's weird. Anyway, so we just don't get like a lot of snow anymore. It's kind of sad because snow is fun. I like to go out and shovel it. It's good exercise. William loves to shovel snow. And so it's cool. My dad has a snowblower, and he'll go snowblow everyone's sidewalks and stuff in the neighborhood. He's a good neighbor. My dad is like one of those neighbors you want to have. I don't think people do enough nice things for each other anymore. Now, sometimes I've thought about a snowblower because, you know, it's faster. You don't have to spend a long time shoveling snow. But then again, I mean, some winters he doesn't really have to shovel at all. And then I know the people on the East Coast, they can get really hit hard, depending on where they live. So I have to sharpen this pencil. But we'll see. We'll see what the weather holds. I haven't really paid attention to what they say they think this winter is gonna be like. So we shall see. Gosh, it's really nice. Like, I haven't colored in days. Now well, to be fair, I have done a little bit when I've gone to bed. Like, I'll take some things to sit in bed and color. But my cats need so much attention at night. Like, we have to have treats, and then one of them has to be brushed. And of course, it's not the one that needs to be brushed. It's not the long-haired cat. And he loves to be brushed, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't expect it like the short-haired one does, like Domino does. We have to be, like, brushing is awesome. So, you know, by the time I get them dealt with, we'll watch a show or we'll read part of a book. William will read part of a book, and, you know, it'll be, not gonna lie, my bed habits are horrible. I mean, it'll be 11:30, midnight before I go to sleep every night. So, and I'm trying to make that earlier because I get up pretty early so I can color in the morning. Because otherwise I don't have time. I mean, like, I need to learn how to make time to color, and that's my biggest problem right now, is that I get up in the morning, and if I don't get up in time, then I don't get to color. I'll do some stuff before work. I'll get my breakfast. I'll do some work. If I have time, I'll color during the day. If not, then I've been doing some as soon as I log off work. You know, it'll be sitting here, and I'll try to do some, because a lot of times William will be finishing some stuff up too. So, you know, but, you know, I gotta make dinner. And if I don't have a plan, which I don't half the time, because I never know what I want, then I have to go make dinner, and that takes time, obviously. And so by then, it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I could say, I'm going to go color, and he would be perfectly happy, and he would go find things to do. But the problem is that my husband and I like spending time together, and we have hobbies that we share, and so we'll go do those. Or lately, I mean, we've been so exhausted that it's been like, do you feel like vegetating? Yes. Yes, I do. I do feel like vegetating tonight. So we've just been vegetables. And that's, you know, that's life. I mean, I don't even have any kids. This is what's so sad. I mean, like, I have nothing to complain about because I don't have any responsibilities other than myself and my husband. Well, and my, you know, our parents, because I try to go help them a lot as much as I can. I keep thinking about moving back home problem is I love my house here. And as much as I want to move back to the small town, and I love small town life, I just don't like, I don't like it when, I am not a gossiper. I am not a talker. I don't talk to people. If you tell me something, I don't share it. It's just the way that I am. I don't like talking about people. And so I don't like being in other people's business. People have their own business and they are welcome to do what they want. As long as it's not hurting me, hey, I'm good. I live by example. I try to be a good example. But everyone has their own gifts that they add to society, and I firmly believe that. You know, and I just don't understand why people rail against other people just for having an opinion. But then again, people are allowed to speak their opinion too. So, you know, just don't be mean. No mean people. But, you know, I get when you're really passionate about something, but like, you know, just think about what you say before you say it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even get involved in drama. I try not to. I am like a drama-free zone. I'm so not drama. It's like, don't tell me about your drama. I mean, I'll help you. Like, if you have real problems, like, I am happy to help and stuff, but no drama. So I have no idea why I just said that. This is why I delete my color in chats, because I don't know what I'm talking about. I really don't. So her dress is coming along. I'm happy. I like how my pumpkins turned out, sort of. So I did normally pumpkins, and then I did some, you know, have you seen the ones that are like a peachy color and then they have green streaks? I may go back in here and add some green or something, because they do have different colors. They're like kind of like gourds. They're smaller, and some of them have little bumps on them. So I was trying to do a couple different types, like the smaller ones. So that's why they're like a different color. But I really like how that came out. So I got to finish her dress, her hat, do her skin. And I have to decide if I'm adding blue to her dress, which I think I am. I mean, I picked out a palette, and the palette was like orange. It was actually 2 palettes, because I wanted to have blue and burgundy. So it's like burgundy and peach, and blue and orange, but the 2 palettes were together, so you could mix them. So we'll see what I come up with. I need to add, I'll probably make her shirt and the apron like dark blue. And then I got to figure out what color I want to do the background. And the cat, I think he's going to be gray. And we will add some embellishments and stuff like that. But I think I need to get going for the day. And this has been long enough anyway, but I will try to do more. If I have to do 10 minutes a day, I will. I like talking. I just got to get better at figuring out what to talk about. But I know there's a couple tags going around now, so I'll try to do the tags and things like that. I'm kind of excited. Anyway, so there you go. And I hope y'all have a great day and that you're enjoying your lives, and try to keep your chin up and be happy and thankful, and I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.